How are you, my fans, sneak peepers, and curious friends? I am difficult and demanding. If you want to know my real name, then hold still, and I might bring your wish to fruition. Before we begin, you can find this podcast show in iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Blueberry, Google Play Music, TuneIn, YouTube, and Stitcher. This is the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real, uncensored, and shooting straight between the eyes. The third eye, that is. I am going to hit you with explicit truth. This solo show is outrageously honest and keenly witty with a view into life. Yes, I said life. That's what we do every day when we wake up from sleeping. We are living life. Well, some of us at least. Moreover, I hope to provide you with gut-wrenching laughter and a touch of wisdom. Let's get something straight. Really, really straight. I am truly, actually, habitually, and shamelessly difficult and demanding. And I completely own it. Now, I don't ask for much because I expect and receive it all. I firmly believe that if you expect shit, you will receive shit. What does that mean? Well, it means expect nothing but the best and don't settle for less. As always, I, your host, Tara, am keeping it real and uncensored. Oh, you are back for some more. That's good. Really, really good. Because I have more to give. So unplug from your life and dive all into episode 54 of the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast. Sunken love. Do you know what that is? Well, it's a relationship that used to be fulfilling, but now it's just a placeholder in your life. It's taking up space, it's taking up time, and keeping you from having the right love for you right now. The truth. Do you want the truth? Can you handle the truth? There's no turning back once you get the truth. So proceed with extreme caution when trying to get answers from a person with a secret double sexual life. Before I begin, I am going to do a call out. What's a call out? Well, it's not a shout out. I am calling out you motherfucking lurkers. If you have entered my world, then be honest with yourself about it. You want to be here, and you know I want you here, so follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Finally, climb aboard and enjoy the entire show, because I am giving you plenty of ridiculous honesty. Once the podcast episode ends, I am keeping it going on my Instagram page at Difficult and Demanding and on my Twitter page at Mrs. D&D. Let go of me. Let go of me. I dare you to try. Try it. Try it. Oh, you're confused. You're hesitant, as you should be. Your words say one thing. Your actions, your heart, your body, and your spirit says another. Let me go. Is that your wish? Because your wish is my command. Command me to go. And blatantly watch my disobedience. Or you may watch me submit to your request. But you can't let me go. You will never let me go. Did you hear what I said? I'm yours. And your ass is mine. Did you know that? How many times have you tried to get me to go away? Why would I leave home, where I belong, which is with you? Do you actually think you can go back to the old you? The you that you were prior to me. It's over for you. You can never be that person again. Even if I'm gone, I've changed you forever. I've changed you forever. I want you to sit with that. Let that marinate. I've changed you forever. Your past will never measure up to me. And your future without me, well, you have no future without me. There's no one like me. There will be no one after me. That's a bold statement? Yeah, it is a bold statement. But I can say that shit. So, settle into the fact that I am all there is and all there will ever be. I am me. I am she. She is yours. So tell me to leave. Tell me to go away. Without me, there's nothing. I've stolen your breath. Yes, I take your breath away, and I give it back to you with more vigor. You were dead until me. Acknowledge that shit. How many people are now benefiting from the life that I give to you? You're radiant and full of sustenance. What is it like to have your own personal fountain of vitality? So let's get back to the question. Can you let go of me? Why would you let go of me? How many years did it take for you to find me? Do you know how many people want and or lurk to have what is divinely designated for you? You know, don't you? Oh, how you relish the envy, the confusion, and the exasperation. I've clearly established you can't let me go. Now, why would you ever consider letting me go? Or is this some reverse twisted way of vetting my authenticity? No, that can't be it. You want reassurances as far as my steadfastness. No one can change what is written, pre-written. There are no accidents, no coincidences. This love is resolute, deep, intense, and ours. We're the perfect fit, the best fit. This is a bespoke connection. It was made to satisfy all levels of one's being. Fulfillment at its highest. Nothing can compare. Nothing will compare. So, what are you going to do now? Are you deserving? Yes, do you feel deserving? If so, then we shouldn't have any more problems, right? What you have had in the past, or even now, was solely in preparation for me, for this, for us. Dues were paid. And now it's time to enjoy the fruits from past deprivation, disappointment, confusion, resentment, regret, and complacency. Who looks after you? I do. Who takes care of you? I do. Why would you think about sending away the one meant to care for you, to nurture you, to love you? Everyone prior to me was just a placeholder for the real deal. And you know that shit. So let's hypothetically say I move on later or sooner. Where I go doesn't really matter because all roads will lead to us. From the dawn of our spirits to now, it began with the two of us, and you know it ends with us. We are the same. We are one. We are each other's other half. We are completion. There's no zero sum with us. Knowing what you know about us, our connection, our chemistry, our similarities, you would begin this relationship over and over and over. And did I mention and over again? Now, can you say that about your past relationships or your current relationships? Can you say that? Well, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make things really easy for you. I'm going to answer it for you. And the answer is hell no. What you know about your past and current relationships, you would never, ever, 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 ever start that shit again. You would even be in those relationships. If you know what you know now, if you knew it back then, you wouldn't be in the relationship that you are in now. Your ass would run off the face of the earth if you could. You see, I'm the highest ROI, return on investment, that you will ever receive, and you know that shit. I am your complete package. Now, why would you ever think of handing me over to another? Because scavengers are lurking for me, for what is yours. Don't doubt your worthiness. I wouldn't be here if you were undeserving. Now receive me, now, always, and until. I've got all of your minds whirling around, don't I? Good. That's where I want it. Now that I got all of you where I want you to, with your full and undivided attention, let's get this shit started. Why do we hold on to sunken love? That's what I said, because that's what the hell you heard. I said sunken love. Now your question is, what's a sunken love? A sunken love is a relationship that you are in, that used to be great, that you have put a lot of time, energy, effort, thought, love, add in whatever you want to add into that sentence to keep that relationship going. And even after everything is said and done, you have come to a point where what you're getting in return has diminished, has dissipated, has decreased. For some of y'all motherfuckers, it's probably gone, but you're holding on to it in hopes that it will give you what it used to give you. Yeah, are you with me? I know you're with me. I can feel that you're with me. Yeah, I'm in your mind. That's a sunken love. Something that used to be great and is no longer great. It's worse than mediocre. It's in fucking coma, if not already dead and goddamn mummified. That's a sunken love. And most of you are in sunken love relationships. You're comfortable, you're complacent, you're bored, your mind wanders, Some of y'all motherfucking bodies are wandering to other places. Some of you are imagining that you are wandering with me. Anyway, sunken love. Why do we hold on to sunken love? Because we hope that it will be great again. But with all wonderful things, like even great empires, when it's gone, the shit is gone. Its reign is over. You are holding on to a ghost. Yeah, you're holding on to a ghost. You are living today off of some fumes of our memory of yesterday. Listen to what the hell I said. You are living today, your current, off of some past shit. Why are you living in the past when you are fortunate and blessed to have today right in front of you? Huh? Why are you holding on to some old love? Some stale motherfucking memories? How is that satiating you? How is that fulfilling you? How is that giving you goddamn life? The past can't give you life. Today gives you life. And right now you happen to be fortunate enough to be listening to me. So I'm giving your ass life. But what happens when this episode is over? You go back to your robotic drone void of an existence and your sunken love relationship. So why do we send away the love that is right for us right now? I don't know. That shit makes no goddamn sense to me. Why are you going to hold on to some shit that's archaic, that's a fucking dust bowl, that once was but no longer is? But what is right for you now? What is right in front of your face? What has fallen into your lap? You're looking at this shit like it's a three-eyed alien. If you like three-eyed aliens, great. But I don't think you do. So why would you try to send away something that is right for you, that has arrived at the right time for the right person, and that would be you? Why do we hold on to some shit that's depriving us, suffocating us, holding us back, that's bleeding us dry, that's leaving us unfulfilled and basically void? But when you got life in front of you, you have excitement in front of you, you have love in front of you, the love that fits for you right now, why would you ever consider sending that shit away to hold on to a sunken fucking love? Would you hold on to a stock that was losing money? Most of y'all motherfuckers, you would. But a real smart person will cut their goddamn losses, take what they can, and move the fuck on. And for some of you, moving on would be that right person right in front of you right now that is perfect for you right now. Why live in the past when you can be right here, right now? Why live in the past? The past can't give you shit. Can you eat off of a past meal? Hell no. Can you get refreshed and replenished from a past night's of sleep? Hell no. So if you got to eat every goddamn day new fresh food and you have to go to sleep every motherfucking day, then why in the hell are you holding on to a relationship that used to work, but it's not working right now? And you may say, well, we've hit a rough patch. That happens. That is very true. But when your rough patch turns into months, it turns into years, I need to tell you some real goddamn shit. That is not a rough patch. Your shit is barren. It's dead. It's over. Cut your losses and move the fuck on. Do everyone a favor. Boss the fuck up. Move on and pursue your new life. Pursue your new love. Pursue living in the moment today. So what is our problems with endings? Yeah, we got a problem with some endings. I don't know if we have abandonment issues or what the fuck. We would be on the fucking Titanic and know that bitch is going down, and we will still hold on to some shit that is sinking. I don't know why. Why does the new, why does the unknown, why does that terrify you so much? Why are we so comfortable with some things that it just does not do a goddamn thing for us? Why are we comfortable with deprivation, scarcity, lack? Why are we comfortable with a mediocre, basic as existence? Why would you settle for that? When on the flip side of that, you have excitement, you have new, you have growth, you have exploration. Why are we not pioneers for our own life? We want new technology and all these other wonderful things coming into our world and life. But when it comes to our heart, our mind, our soul, our well-being, our body, we'll sit in the fucking corner like a goddamn a piece of granite, and we will sit there and accept some fucking shit that doesn't work for us. Like, where is our brains? How do you hold on to some shit that no longer works for you and send away things that you know that feels motherfucking right, which means it's right for right now and where you probably should go? Why? Why is it okay not to let go when it's time to let go and move the fuck on? That makes no sense to me. If you were on a sinking ship, you would hop off of that. You would do better than that. Some shit for you guys to think about. Do you think that past efforts, time, energy, and attention in a relationship guarantees you a particular future? No. You know what guarantees you a particular future? Being self-honoring, self-loving, self-respecting. Doing what your soul, your heart sings. Your soul, your heart knows what's best for you and knows when something is done, it's over. We can outgrow people. If we can outgrow careers, our clothing, our home. We can outgrow so many different things. But you don't think you can outgrow a relationship. Yes, you can outgrow a relationship. And we need to keep that in mind. And outgrowing a relationship is not a crime. It's not a crime at all. You don't expect a newborn to stay a newborn. You don't expect a toddler to stay a toddler. You don't expect a teenager to stay as teenager. So why in the hell can't we accept the fact that, you know what? I loved you. We were in love. The shit is over. Thank you for your time. Let's continue to be friends. I will love you forever. But deuces, motherfucker. I'm out. It's time for me to get something else. Why can't we be like that? Huh? Why can't we be like that? Why must we hold on to some things that don't work for us? Why must we hold on to people that no longer work for us? Set them free. Set yourself free. If it's no longer working for you, that means it's going to be perfect for someone else. So the sooner you let a motherfucker go, they can move on to the next person who is best for them at this moment in time. Your past efforts, energy, time do not necessarily guarantee you the future that you thought. Life is very dynamic. It's very dynamic. And you have to be able to ride that wave and read the clues and the cues that tell you when it's time to pivot or move the fuck on. But you have no guarantees in life. The only thing I can guarantee you is this. Listen to your heart, listen to your soul, listen to your spirit, and follow that and listen to that. That is the best piece of advice I can give you for the rest of your life. You will lose some people, but you will gain some people. But through the ride, you will be a very happy, pleasant, fulfilled person. Do you think sending a person away will make your life better or worse? Yes. We meet people who come into our lives who basically light our ignition. They bring us back to life. But because of our current circumstances, obligations, loyalty, basically living on past hope, wings, and prayers, you know damn well that you're unfulfilled. But you're holding on to a relationship that no longer works for you based on some shit that you had in the past. The past can't help you in the fucking present, and the past can't guarantee you the future. So if you spent enough time, fair time, going through this so-called rough patch of yours, and the patch is not getting smoother, that shit is basically status quo, getting worse, then when someone else arrives in front of you that has piqued your curiosity, piqued your interest, and piqued your being, that is your sign. It's time for you to say goodbye to what was and say hello to what is. Did you hear what the fuck I said? When you are intertwined and so involved in who you are with right now, there is no one or nothing that could ever catch your motherfucking attention. But when you are distracted because something else has popped up and piqued your interest, that is your sign that your current relationship, it is over. It has been over. And you've been patient. You've allowed it to run its course. You've allowed this so-called rough patch to work its way through. But the relationship's over. It's called sunken love. It's called a sunken relationship. You got to cut your losses and move the fuck on. And what you need to move the fuck on is what has piqued you in all different ways. That is where you need to be right now. Shit changes. And it's okay. But you should not send away one of the best things that could be happening to you right now and in your future because of some shit, some dreams you're living on, some memories you're living on in the past. I would say that's a foolish motherfucking move. Makes no goddamn sense. You wouldn't hold on to a goddamn car with an engine that isn't working anymore just because you had some great driving experiences in it. Most people would not. Some people will because they like that. But most people will get rid of a car that no longer works for them. You've tried it. You've gotten the engine fixed. You've gone to the mechanic. You've done everything you can. But at some point in time, you're sick of this motherfucking car and it's time to get a new one. It's time to upgrade. Same thing goes for relationships. You think it sounds cold and calculated? No, it doesn't. It doesn't sound cold and calculated to me. It seems like a boss move to me to know when it's time to move on. You got to grow as a person, evolve so you can glow. Why sit there and be on fucking life support in a goddamn relationship? Life is supposed to be fulfilling. You're supposed to be happy. And if you're not fulfilled and happy by yourself and in the relationship that you're in, I would say that shit is RIP. Rest in peace. Let it go. What does it mean when you can actually send a person away? Someone arrives in your life, they piqued your interest. You want to send them away. You succeed in sending them away, they go away. What that means is if you can send that motherfucking person away and you can live with sending that person away, then that person wasn't right for you. They were fleeting. They were fleeting. And that's okay to know when someone's a leaf in the wind versus someone who you want to plant some roots with for a period of time. So you have to be able to identify those types of people so you can navigate accordingly as far as life. But someone who's meant to be there, they're not going any motherfucking place. Someone who's meant to be there, you can't really let them go. All you're doing is blowing smoke and goddamn air. Someone who's meant to be, they will be. They're not going any place. Mark my words. What does it mean when you try to send someone away and your actions say the opposite? Yeah, y'all know what that's called. That's called mixed goddamn signals. A lot of you like to get mixed signals. You're confused. Your words say one thing. Your mind, your body, your heart, your soul says another. What that means to me is you are delaying the inevitable. You know exactly where you want to be. That other person know where the fuck you want to be. And all you're doing, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're scared. Why be scared? You're not scared of deprivation. You're not scared of a mediocre bum motherfucking life. You're not scared of that shit. So why would you be scared of something that makes you feel good? Why would you be scared of something that looks good? Why would you be scared of something that sounds good? Why would you be scared of something that smells good? Why would you be scared of something that is right for you right now and probably will be for some time to come? You're scared of the wrong shit. You should be scared of losing your life, of living a life of boredom. You should be scared of you losing your vitality, your charisma, your magnetism, your sexuality. You should be scared of losing that shit. Why are you scared of something that makes you feel good? That shit makes no goddamn sense to me. You people need to get your priorities straight. Look at your decision-making skills because this shit is off. It's way, way off. So what is our issue with timing? Yeah, we have an issue with timing. Some of us are in relationships that you and I both know that shit is over. But you're staying in it because you're comfortable. You're staying in it because you're comfortable. Now, someone else has arrived and their timing, according to you, is off. And their timing is off because you're still in a relationship that one, you don't want to be in, but two, you're too motherfucking lazy to get out of. So now you got this person who has arrived. And you and I both know that is exactly where you want to be, you need to be, and you are going to goddamn be. Do you understand? You know you're going to end up there. But you're dragging your feet. You're dragging your shit. Why? Because we all expect the right things to arrive at the right time and the right package in the right way. Life doesn't work that way. It will do its best to make things as simple for you, but you got to trust and you have to believe that if something has arrived and that shit makes your heart sing, your soul sing, you are drawn to it in a way that you have never been drawn to anything else. You have to understand and believe. Now is the time. Yeah, it looks messy. Yeah, it looks messy. But how the universe works is how the universe works. And when something arrives, you have to trust and believe that this was the right time, because there's a lot of things that we can't see in life that's in play. So if it's here, that person's here, arrived on your doorstep, sitting on your lap, I would say wrap up your old shit, your current old shit as soon as possible so you can move on to your new life, your new future. There are no accidents. There are no coincidences. So if you have crossed paths with another, with your new current and your new future, you need to understand that is divine timing. The timing is now, and you need to show the courage, the backbone, the clarity to wrap up loose ends and move on with your new future. Do you understand? Is Do you all have an issue with risk? Yes, there's a risk. There's a risk when you're moving on to something new. But you know what the funny thing is? None of us actually see the risk in staying in a bum, complacent, mediocre type of relationship. Why don't we see the risk associated with that? You think because you have been in a relationship, you know this person, you're familiar with this person, you've had some good times, you haven't had a lot of good times recently, you're probably not going to have any more good times, but you're so goddamn lazy and scared of your own goddamn shadow that you think that this is a safe bet. No, I'm not going to say that. I love to burst people's fucking bubbles. I live for that shit. I'm getting ready to pop this shit right now. Staying in a relationship that doesn't work for you, staying in a relationship that doesn't feed your being, your soul, your body, your mind, your spirit, that is the worst risk of all. It's like you are giving your life away, your life force, your vitality away. It's a slow death. Why die a slow death when you can end that shit right away? It's torture. Why do you want to piss away all your wonderful, youthful, great years of health and vitality on this earth, staying in some shit that doesn't work for you? You're going to say, well, all relationships end like that. Yes. And when that starts to happen, it's time for you to move on to another motherfucker. We're here to live a life according to what our spirit, our soul needs and wants. And when you outgrow some shit, you have outgrown it. You can't do anything about it, but be grateful for the time that you have spent with the person you have loved and you will always love. But just because you loved them or were in love with them and no longer in love with them before, doesn't mean you have to give away the rest of your best years. Everything has a time. Everything has a season. Everything has a reason. Some people are meant to stay with you longer. Some people are meant to never go. But most people are going some motherfucking place at some goddamn point in time in your life. And you need to accept that. It will make things so much more smoother for you when you know when it's time to hold on and when you know when it's time to let go. Because when it's time to let go, that means there's something else awaiting you. And you are holding your best life up on some past shit that no longer works for you. So is there a risk? Life is a motherfucking risk. But when you're choosing to be unhappy, unhappiness breeds a whole bunch of other issues for you. And going into the unknown, uncharted territory, you will discover new things and a love that you never possibly could have imagined could be if you just took a risk. So yes, life is a risk. If you can accept that fact, it will help you much, 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 and help you move through your life much easier. Why is deprivation acceptable? Because we're motherfucking lazy. Oh, let me ask that question again. Why is deprivation acceptable? Because we're lazy and we're cowards. I know I'm to the point, but you're going to have to forgive me. You're going to forgive me. We're lazy and we're cowardly. Somewhere we have read, somewhere we've been taught that it is okay to accept mediocrity. It's okay to settle. It's okay that you have some great days and over time things just settle down and get boring, more boring, more boring. We have this notion in our head that that's what life is about. It happens to some extent, but when your passion, your desire, laughter, curiosity, wonder, and all that stuff starts to disappear, I would say your relationship is dead. And you should make a decision within yourself that deprivation is not okay, and you refuse to accept that in your life. So if you're living a life of deprivation, which means you're not getting enough sex, you're not getting enough intimacy, you're not getting enough tension, all those different things, and you ask the person and they're still not giving you the shit, that would be a sign that it's time for you to move the fuck on. You need to send that person away. If you want to send a motherfucker away, send the person away who's no longer benefiting you. And basically open your arms to someone who is ready, willing, and able to give you what you need. Okay? Does that make sense? What does it mean to give up on a relationship? Wow, yeah, we don't like that. We have some notions of loyalty. That shit is warped as fuck. Warped. We will hold on to a relationship with some people that we had a connection to in the past, and we just don't want to let go because we're living in yesterday. And we're hoping that yesterday can keep us happy for today. That doesn't work, guys. Happy today means happy motherfucking today. You can't be happy yesterday. You got to be happy today. You have to live in the moment. You have to live it now. So when is it time for you to give up on a relationship? When you're not being fulfilled by it. When it's not bringing you a return. When it's not helping you grow. When it's not helping you grow. When you're both sitting there looking at each other like you don't recognize each other. When you're bored as hell. Your mind is wandering. Your eyes are wandering. And for some of you son of a bitches, your hands are wandering and your dicks are also. What more clue do you need? And holding on to someone that doesn't work for you, you're delaying the inevitable. We have to be more courageous. We have to be more of thought leaders when it comes to our life. And it's okay to give up on a relationship. It's okay to say goodbye. Not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever. You've loved them. Time is over. Wish them well. You'll continue to love them and get ready to love somebody else. It's a life cycle. It's the love cycle. Okay? It's a love cycle. It happens. Would you like to be with the same person for 50, 60 years? I'm sure you would. Some people are lucky and blessed like that. But most of us, no, that's not the case. So if you understand that, you accept that. Ride the wave, as I like to say. Ride the wave. Why do we struggle with giving up on a relationship? Because we spend so much time, energy, effort, attention, money, that you think that one day, a lightning bolt can come down and strike that shit and bring it back to life. No, when it's done, it's done. And what you put into it is not lost. Let me explain to you why all that, your time, your energy, your effort, your love, all that's not lost. It's not lost because when you put it in then, you were benefiting then. Now when you're putting it in, if you're putting it in at all, you're not getting any returns. You don't put energy and effort into things that's not going to give you a return. That's called stacking yourself for loss. That means you're losing. You want to stack yourself to win. So if you are investing time, energy, money, and efforts and attention into a relationship that's not giving you a return on your investment, I would say it's time for you to move on. You cannot bank your current and future happiness on some past shit. No, you got to live in the moment. You have to live now. What you do now will start to cultivate what you're going to get in the future. But if your relationship is over, you need to give up on that shit and understand that whatever you put into it is not lost. It was what it was meant to be. It served a purpose. Now wish it well and get ready to start anew and invest in something new. How do you give up on a relationship? Well, you're honest with yourself. You acknowledge what's going on. You get your thoughts and goals together. And then you sit down and have an honest, mature conversation with the other person. And essentially you say, I love you, but we must say goodbye. We used to work. We're no longer working. We will always love each other, but it's time for us to move on so we can be our best selves and living our best life. Simple as that. Some of you go off and you're lying, you're cheating and doing other things. Why do that? Just say goodbye and do what you need to do. Do your thing. How do you take a leap of faith as far as the you you are now, and a new relationship and what that relationship has to offer? You trust yourself. Yourself has your best interests at heart. And if the new relationship doesn't last as long as your past one, that's okay, because there's always someone else. We are meant to connect with people, to learn, to grow, to evolve, and some relationships last longer than others. And that's okay. Not every person you encounter is going to be for long term. It is what it is. You're getting what you need at that moment in time, and you need to look at it as that. Why do we live in the past? Because we can hold on to the past. We know the past won't change. The past is basically our memories and what we choose to remember, and we hold on to that shit like it's air. We don't know what the future holds, so that's too unknown for us. And the present, that's kind of topsy-turvy. You don't know what's going to be or not. So we want to anchor ourselves on some shit that used to be that will no longer be again, because it gives us comfort and security. But it's not really giving you comfort and security. It's an illusion. It's some form of delusion. But that's what we use, and that's basically how we hinder and thwart ourselves. You got to stop living in the past. And why do we live in the future? I don't know. I think people are allergic to living in the now. Yeah, they're living in the now. They have an allergy to living in the now. They want to live someplace else off in fantasy land. Living in the future means you like to be in fucking fantasy land, not reality. You will never get to the future if you're not doing what you need to do right now in the current. So get out of the past, get out of the future, be aware and present as to right now so you can create what you hope to see in the future. If you keep looking over your motherfucking shoulder at the past, you're going to run into a wall. If you keep looking at the future, you're going to miss what the fuck is in front of you and you're going to fall the fuck on your face. The people who live in the past, the people who are living in the future, you will never get to any goddamn destination because you are not here and now. You're not paying attention to what you're doing now because you're off in some other goddamn world. Get it together, people. Enjoy the moment right now. Don't worry about yesterday. Fuck yesterday. And stop living in tomorrow. Be here right now. Why you can't live in the here and now? Because in here and now, you don't feel like you have a lot of control. You have a little bit of control, but you don't have as much control as you want. And that is an issue. But you can do yourself the greatest thing by living now, by enjoying now. Because by opening your eyes and enjoying now, you can help steer what your future is going to be. You can help attract what it is that you're seeking. But you got to be here right now. So stop sending away things that are right for you right now in the current. Don't send your new love away. And let go of shit and people where their time is past. Send away the people who aren't working for you and welcome the people who are working for you. Listen to what I said. If you're in relationships, that shit is no longer working for you and you know who you are, all the people I'm talking to, you need to send that shit away. That's called a sunken love. That's called a sunken relationship. That's called a sunken investment. Send that shit away. So then you can focus on some new, fresh energy, some new, fresh blood, some new, fresh life. You will feel so much better. Keep what makes you feel good and send away the shit that is not working for you and that's draining you. I don't know how simple I can be. Stop living in the past. That shit is over and gone with. Stop fucking living in fantasy land in the future and live in the present now. You know how you live in the present now? By surrounding yourself with people who make you feel really good, who give you life, who brings you laughter, who makes you want to wake up in the morning and who makes you want to go to sleep next to them at night. That's the shit that you need around you. Because when you have that shit around you, you have no problem living in the current, in the present moment. But people who are living in the future and people who are living in the past, you are the motherfuckers who are in the fraud, fucking dead, mummified, vampire type of relationships that's no longer working for you, but you're too fucking lazy and goddamn cowardly to do a motherfucking thing about it. Live in the now. Live in the now. You get people for you right now that can love you right now how you are, and you let everything else and everybody else go. So this is all I have for my Come Into My World segment. Please stay tuned for something in the news, and this is part 2 of what I discussed in episode 53. All right, everyone. This is part 2 of the article that I was discussing last week in episode 53. And this segment is called Double Sexual Life. If you want to hear part 1, you can find that in episode 53. Part 2 is in episode 54. And part 3 of this article will be in episode 55. So again, I want to state, part 1 of this is in episode 53. Part 2 is this episode, episode 54. And part 3 of this article will be in episode 55, which will be released next week, the first Friday of December. So this article is called, Can I Forgive Him? How I Discovered My Husband's Sex Obsession. So let's pick up where we left off. His wife decided that she wanted to push him to find out if he had actually had sex with the women that she basically knew that he was seeing from the strip clubs. And he finally admitted that there had been a sexual relationship and it has been going on for a while. I think that she probably needed time to digest if what he was saying actually made any sense. But there's no way grown ass people with needs are not going to try to take things as far as they can to get those needs satiated, to get those needs fulfilled. There's no possible way. So of course he had sex with these women. Of course he had sex with these strippers. So now that she got a direct answer because she was ready to handle getting a direct answer from a direct question, she began thinking, how could he have hidden it? How could she not have realized anything was wrong? How could he have hidden it? He hid it because he did not feel comfortable sharing that information. He hid it because he knew that he would be seen much differently in his wife's eyes. He had a whole host of reasons why he hid it. But she also feels a certain way about the fact that he hid it. And she thinks he's disloyal, untrustworthy. He's not very respectful. He's not very worthy, all these other things. But let's strip this shit down very simple. These are two adults, two human beings with needs, with sexual needs. And clearly their sexual needs are misaligned. So what happens when you still love someone, but your sexuality and their sexuality, they are just misaligned? Maybe at some period of time, they overlapped slightly, but as time went on, there was a divergence someplace. And her husband, I'm pretty damn sure I can say this, he loves her. And he probably attempted to approach the topic with her by asking some indirect questions or watching some things to see her reaction, and got an answer. And the answer that he received did not give him a feeling of comfort and safety. So because he loved her, he wanted to protect her and himself. Now, am I saying his approach is wrong or right? I'm not here to judge that. I'm just telling you that he did not want to lose her, but he knew that he had to get this piece of him satisfied, to get it fulfilled, because he could not continue living that the way he was living. So either he could leave her and go fulfill his life of what he needs, or he can stay with her and find a way, the best way he could come up with, to mitigate these circumstances. Now she's thinking, how could he have hidden it? Well, he hid it in plain view. As long as he showed her what the fuck she wanted to see, what she wanted to hear, that she was happy. But what made her happy didn't even begin to peel back the first layer of what makes him happy. There's an imbalance. There's a severe imbalance. So why didn't she look? Because he was able to fulfill all that she needed and want. But she wasn't able to fulfill all that he needed and want. But he cared for her enough and his family to try to find an alternative solution. Now, I know you guys don't like what I'm saying and you don't appreciate it, but I'm trying to tell you what these people's line of thought is. There's love in this equation between this husband and wife. There is love. There's deep love. But love and fulfillment don't necessarily go hand in hand. He got a lot of components that he needed from his life met from her. But this other piece was also vital, integral to his being and what he needed, and his wife could not fulfill that. So instead of her making her feel inadequate or leaving her, he decided to find an alternative solution and try to keep it out of her sight so that she was safe and protected and he could be the best person that he can be. Simple as that. You see, if you can't integrate all of you in a relationship because a person cannot accept who you are, they can't see who you are, they can't make you feel comfortable and safe. When that's the case, you're going to end up in situations like this where people are going to have alternative lives. And I firmly believe you need to be in a relationship where you can be you, the true you, the full you. If you cannot be the true you, the full you should not be in a relationship because you're setting yourself up for failure. You're stacking yourself to get into a situation where you're going to have a double, triple life. We need to stop settling for some shit that don't fully fulfill us. You can love a person. You can love them and let them go. Your love for another person should not outweigh your love for you. Your love for you should be the highest. When you are loving someone more than you love yourself, then you find yourself in situations like this where you are compromised, you are vulnerable, you are exposed, and you're more than likely going to do some shit that's going to put your life at risk. How could she not have realized anything was wrong? I already told you. Because she didn't want to know. She didn't care to know. She didn't ask. She was living her normal life. She was living a life that looks like everyone else. She didn't sense if their connection was strong. She didn't try to see, get to know, probe back, inquire about this man. No, he showed her all the right things and she was fine. But you people need to understand, you need to stop looking at the outer shell of a person and you need to go deep within their being. You have to understand what makes them tick, what gives them life, what they crave, what they yearn, what they desire, what they need, they want. You have to find out about those things that are not easy to talk about, that are not easily seen or accepted by people's eyes or society. You really have to get to know people, but you can't get to know people until you know yourself. So if you're not in tune with your other side, your dark side, and you're not taking care of that, you are going to miss shit like that. And if you people don't know, we have a good side and we have a not so good side. A lot of us like to focus on our good side and ignore our not so good side. And our not so good side is the part of us that most society, popular opinion, really doesn't want to see, really doesn't want to deal with, want to keep it locked behind closed doors. Kind of like my podcast. It's too real. It's too raw. It's too full of life, passion, energy. People don't want that shit, but they really do. But they'll never be honest about it. She couldn't understand how the man she knew had done what he had done and gotten himself involved in something that rings true. She just couldn't believe that the man that she knew got himself involved in a situation like this. This is not the man that she knew. This is not the man that she loved. Well, what I want to say is then who the fuck are you loving? Because clearly this is who the man is. This is who he is. So if this is not the man you fell in love with, then I'm questioning what the fuck you were looking at. We have a tendency to see what the hell we want to see instead of seeing what the fuck is in front of our face. You really got to see a person. You got to sit back and watch them and study them. You can't take this surface level shit and say, oh, I like this. This is who I want to love. No, you want to peel back the goddamn layers. You want to peel back the surface. You want to plug into their heart, into their soul, into their being. You want to read between the lines. You want to go behind the scenes. You want to get backstage with this person. That's how you know them. And you got to watch how they move, what they do. You have to make them feel comfortable and safe so that they can show and disclose all these parts. So now she wanted to become an investigator. She wanted to become a detective. She started going through his emails and found other hotel reservations that dated back further than the dates he had given her. Okay? So one day they went for a walk and she said to him, I have to know everything. I'm going to keep pressing until I do. She told him, I will look at the bank statements and all of your emails. She told him she really needed to know the truth. See, when you want to know the truth, you need to understand why you want to know the truth. If you're going to search for the truth and you are not sure-footed, you're not clear on what you want that information for, how you're going to use it, why you need it, don't go knocking on the door of truth. Did you hear what the fuck I said? A lot of us think we want to know the truth because that is what we're supposed to do. Kind of like a sorry. It's the right thing to do. But some of us, we're not ready for the truth. We're not willing and ready for the truth. We're not able for the truth. So you don't go knocking on truth's door until you are clear that whatever it is you know and you find out, you can be as ready as possible for that shit. Because you may find some shit that will floor your motherfucking ass and you may not be able to come back for that. So before you go knocking on truth's door, you want to be crystal clear why you want to know, how you're going to use the information, what it means to have that information. Because once you get that information, it may change how you feel about the person. It may incinerate whatever is left of your relationship. Maybe you don't need to know. Maybe you're not strong enough to know. And all that is okay. But what I want you to know is you have to do what's best for you. And if knowing the truth is good for you, do that shit. If not knowing the truth for you is okay, that's okay too. If knowing a little bit of truth works for you, that's okay too. Don't measure yourself up against anything or anyone. You have to look out for you and do what's right for you. Don't do what other people think that you should be doing. He said to her, "Are you sure you want to go down this route?" Yep. And I can applaud him on that shit because he's giving her an opportunity to make a clear, adult, mature decision. Because once you go down this path, there's no turning back. So he's giving her an opportunity to say, okay, you're upset because you feel you don't know me. You're upset because I have hidden a lot of who I am from you. He is basically asking her, do you really want to know me? Do you want to know the true me? Can you see me? Will you still love me? And if you don't want to love me anymore, are you ready for us to go our separate ways? Yes, knowing the truth has a lot of consequences. Also, being in a denial has a lot of consequences. And you have to figure out where the hell you reside on that on that spectrum. But he's basically, that's what he's saying to you. Do you really want to go down this path? Do you really want to open up this box? Because you can't be upset with me about some shit that I tell you when you've asked me to tell you. That's another thing. We ask people for the truth. And then we lose our motherfucking minds about the truth. You can't ask someone to tell you the truth. And then you reject them. You hurt them. You disrespect them for their truth. If you really didn't want to know the truth and couldn't find that out in a loving, respectful way, then you should not ask for the truth. The truth is not for you to use as a weapon. The truth should be a way for you to open your eyes, your ears, and your heart to make better decisions about what you need in your life and if you want to proceed with this relationship. Learning the truth is not for you to use as a gun, a dagger, a sword, a machete to harm or hurt someone worse. That's some dysfunctional bullshit. So he asked her, do you want to go down this route? Because he had been using prostitutes throughout their entire marriage. Prostitutes their entire marriage. So we all know what a prostitute is, right? It's someone that you pay for sex. It's someone that you pay to get to do, for them to do specifically certain things for you sexually. Now I want you to sit with that shit. You are paying a prostitute to satisfy you sexually because there's certain things that you need, that you want, that you're not getting. But you're in a relationship and you're married. You want to talk about fraud at its best. This is why I talk to you guys about why you hold on to shit that no longer works for you. And you let go of things that do work for you. And that's just topsy-turvy. That doesn't make any sense. It is your prerogative whether you want to hire someone for sex or not. But I live by this premise. If I have certain needs, wants, desires that I want fulfilled, and you can't give me that shit, you give me everything else, but you can't give me this, then you and I need to have a conversation. Either we're going to stay together and you're going to let me go do what I need to do, and I'm not going to hide or live in secret, or we need to end this relationship because it's not working. I don't want to do the work of a fucking double life. Fuck a double life. Fuck a triple life. No, this is my life. This is my fulfillment. This is my journey. And if we can't satisfy and fulfill one another, then our paths need to end. They need to end. Oh, you think that's bold? It is fucking bold. It's also courageous also. It is not okay to be deprived. It is not okay to be unfulfilled. It is not okay to settle. It is not okay. I don't give a fuck what any of you people think. I really don't. 2 tears and a bucket, fuck it. That's what I said. You get 2 tears, which is not much, and a fuck it. It is not okay. And somewhere in society, we are being taught that it's okay to be unfulfilled. No, it's not. And it's not okay to stay in relationships in which we are bored, lifeless, unfulfilled, unsatisfied. No, it's time to move the fuck on. Yes, it is. I am too fucking old to be deprived, unfulfilled, unsatiated. Hell no. The first 40 years of my life will live one way, and the next rest of my life is going to be lived another. Because you and I both know what life of deprivation is like, don't we? Yeah, we know what that's like. That's easy. Maybe it's not. Whatever. I don't do unfulfilled. I don't do that. I don't do sacrifice. I need fulfillment. I need to be me fully. I need to embrace me fully. And the person I'm with, you need to see me, be able to embrace me and be with me. If you can't do that shit, we cannot be. I can't live life off a hope, wing, and a prayer. I can't do that. I can't live life on a wish. A lot of you people are in relationships where one person has a higher sex drive than the other, and you're going without, in hopes that one day, a perfect mood, the right number of glasses of wine, the right meal, whatever, and you'll get the sex that you need. Hell no, you're not going to get it. So what the fuck are you waiting for? You can still love a person and not be with them. We have to start making decisions in which we are happy. We have to be happy. There's somebody for everyone. Trust me on that shit. But you got to be courageous and astute enough to go get it and basically screen through a lot of motherfuckers till you get to that point. And if you listen to your instincts, that will make things a lot easier. No, it wasn't okay. But he used prostitutes to get through their entire marriage. And she didn't even know. I find it very hard to believe, but people see what the fuck they want to see. She should have known her husband's sex drive. And she should have known that, you know what? He's not being fully fulfilled and he's not complaining to me. Okay, so where is he getting that shit from? No, we want to see what the fuck we want to see. And once we see what we want to see, then you know what? We go on autopilot. We go on cruise control. Which is why he was living a double life. He also watched a lot of porn, sometimes for hours at a time. Well, shit. He thinks it's entertainment. Whatever. But yeah, he watches a lot of porn. I really don't give a damn. Porn is just people having fucking sex or doing whatever they want to do. I mean, if she and he are not really doing it, and he likes to watch it, maybe that's stress relief for him. I don't know. Maybe it's like watching a fucking football game or a volleyball game. Maybe it is. But for some reason, when it comes to porn, people think that it's something wrong with that shit. If it's nothing wrong with big ass men wearing skin tight fucking pants and running around a football field and jumping on top of each other and grabbing each other and throwing balls and crushing each other, if that shit's okay, then what is your problem with sex? People having sex on the TV screen. What the fuck that got to do with you? What is wrong with people being aroused, being horny, and wanting to fulfill whatever? What is wrong with that shit? That's how we all exist because somebody was fucking. Somebody is fucking somewhere right now. How is that a crime? It's a part of being a human being. He thinks it's entertainment. Whatever. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make him less of a husband. It doesn't make him less of a father. It doesn't make you less of a mother. It doesn't make you less of a wife. It doesn't make you less of a friend, a son, a daughter. It doesn't make you less of anything if that is what you enjoy. How is him watching porn? How is that a reflection of you? It ain't got a motherfucking thing to do with you. He runs a business. He's fucking stressed. That's how he wants to relieve his stress. Whatever. You know what you say? Honey, go have fun. I'm going to go do some other shit. Maybe I'll join you. Maybe I won't. Call me if you need me. Whatever. Simple as that. Why do we make a big deal of some shit that we all do? That we want to do. We're trying to do. Some of you people don't know what the fuck you're doing, but whatever. So he watched a lot of porn for hours at a time. He went to strip clubs. He went to sex clubs. He went to sex cinemas while traveling abroad. I don't know how this motherfucker ran a business, if you ask me. Yep, that's what I said. I don't know how he ran a goddamn business, but apparently he did. He was doing all this and running a business at the same goddamn time. Yeah, at the same time. So I'm going to end this part 2, about this article. And I want to talk about how we have some rhyme or reason of using other people's needs, desires, wants, and use that as some type of reflection of who we are. People like what they like. They want what they want. They need what they need. That doesn't mean that they're not a good person. That doesn't mean that they still can't love you. That doesn't mean that they still can't be loved. So what if he has a high sex drive? So what if she has a high sex drive? Why does that threaten you? Why does that make you insecure? If you can't satisfy it, you should be honest with yourself about that shit. You should have a conversation about that. And both of you should discuss what is going to be done about it. Why do we think it's okay if we can't satisfy our partners? That they should have to water themselves down, why they have to turn themselves down, why they need to deprive themselves because they love us and we love them. Fuck that shit. I don't agree with that at all. Because I love you doesn't mean that I need to be unfulfilled because you can't perform a task. Listen to what the fuck I said. We're married. We're a couple. I have needs. You have needs. I'm fulfilling your needs, but my needs are unfulfilled. Why should I be deprived just because I love you? Why should I be deprived because I'm committed to you? Fuck that shit. Life is too short for that shit. Years will go by. Your life will pass you the fuck by, waiting for this other motherfucker who cannot or will not step up to the plate to do what you need. So either, like I said, you leave the relationship, or they understand that you have needs that need to be met and they're going to allow you to do so and you people stay together. Now that's too revolutionary for you. Whatever. I don't care what you think. I should not have to be deprived because you cannot fulfill me. I should not have to sacrifice because I chose to be in a relationship with you. Because if I chose to be with you, I can choose to be without you. People come and go. Love comes and goes. My spirit, my being is with me always, all the time. And I need to honor that. I need to be with that. I need to respect that. And I need to give it what it needs. Now, I can give it what it needs, hopefully with you. But if I cannot, I will not go without. I will not sacrifice. I will not be deprived. And I suggest you guys hop on the bandwagon and take control of your life, what it means to you, and what you want it to look like. So please come back next week for episode 55 for part 3 of this double sexual life article that I'm speaking to you about. But I hope I'm giving you guys some things to think about. I know a number of you are going to disagree with me, and that's okay. But at least you took the time to listen, and it's planted a seed. Maybe one time, one point in your life, you will come back and say, you know what? She was right. Why should I be deprived? Maybe there'll never come a time, and you are okay with being deprived because you're living by some moral standards, which are your prerogative. But this is where I stand. I'm not going to be deprived. I'm not going to sacrifice. Fact is, this is what I need. This is what I want. Can I get it from you or not? If I can't get it from you, then where do we go from here? Because I'm not going without. I don't deserve to go without. I don't need to go without. And I'm not going to go without. And I hope you guys can figure out who you are, and what you need, and you live your life accordingly. I'll speak to you next week. Are you disappointed this has come to an end? Well, it doesn't have to. Reach out and let me know what you think about this episode and my podcast. You can try and slide into my DM, but I will kick your ass out. So I suggest you hop into my DM on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding or Twitter at Mrs. D&D, or leave a comment on one of my posts. Now give. My episode links to friends, family, associates, frenemies. Hell, give it to your enemies. Actually, I don't give a damn who you give it to. Just give the shit to people and bring laughter to others and show your love for this podcast. Follow me. Don't you want to follow me all day and all night? Then go to my Instagram page at Difficult and Demanding and follow me there. Episode 55 is here on December 7th, 2018 from the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast.